Hi. How are you? I'm fine. I'm back. I know it's been a summer. It's been quite a summer of nothing. But let me tell you where we're at. We got some motors. We got some parts, and we're gonna get back on it. What we got here is hopefully a hub motor. It's taken 2 months to get my hub motor back in my possession, so we can start the process again of swapping out tires, swapping out rims, putting it on, see if it works. You know, the huge. So let's get to it. Alright, the first thing you want to do if you haven't been riding for a season is make sure your helmet doesn't have spiders in it, because believe it or not, they love helmets. Alright, always cut towards your face. So yeah, let me go through what's happening here. The last big ride we had killed the hub motor. I spent a month just talking to Alibaba about it, back and forth and trying 1,000 things, even though I kept telling them, just send me another motor. Send me another motor. It's been 2 months. It died. Let's move on. So here we are. A new motor. This is a 4T. It's heavy. It's actually kind of hard to get out of the box. Probably how they get shipped to them. Interesting way that the box works. It is definitely sitting on its side. No damage. That's good. I gotta set a depth. Don't go too deep. Don't cut your cables. There it is. That is a 3.5T. I'm pretty sure I wanted a I wanted a 4T. So I'm already kind of thinking about it for a second. 3.5T, 3.5 was my other. Let's double check what we got around here. This was a 2.5T. So maybe this will be enough to get me going uphill with a little bit more power. This will probably be the sweet spot. But I swear we were talking about a 4T. I think. No. I'm gonna say it was a 3.5. It was months ago, so my brain doesn't remember exactly what I was supposed to have. But I will double check my order before I go further. And the bugs are already swarming me. And the sun's just coming out, so we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. Alright, with the motor confirmed, that's the right one. We're going to go ahead and move forward. This is the scary part for me. I've never laced a rim, not from scratch. I got a rim there. I got a wheel there. I got to take the spokes off of this boy, put it on that one over there, using this motor. So, yeah, that's magic. So I got to figure that out on my own. So let's figure out that and make some more room. starting to become a motor captain over here. Alright. How the best to approach this? Let's make some more room. Now I know you're wondering what's up with the Blitz Shark. Why am I pushing him into the garage? Well, he's got parts ordered for him too. The only fortunate part is those parts are also a month out, 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. So just gonna sleep there for a minute. I was gonna try and move this motor, this battery into the Blitz Shark, but unfortunately there's just not enough room inside there for that hardware. So that being said, we're going to get the proper size hardware that fits that small size form factor and move on from there. So the first thing we got to do is take this motor off. So we're going to need some crescents. Croissant. Is this big enough? No, I don't think they. That's a big boy. All right. Let's take one just to tell. So close. So a 250 millimeter is not going to be big enough. You're going to need a bigger boy. I don't even know what this is. It's a croissant. You know, it's not measured in millimeters, it's measured in inches, so you know that it's the right tool for the job. So in order to do this right, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take this one off carefully, because honestly this is only this motor's only got a month on it of actual use. It just doesn't work, so it's kind of sad to say, well, here's a pretty looking motor, some assembly required. Allen keys. It's been so long I've like put my tools away. This just happened to be the right one. Surely. Cool. Alright. Get through these spider webs. At this point, I have 3 sets of hardware for hub motors, so there's a good chance I know where everything is. We're still going to put stuff where it can be found in the future. Wrench. Alright, so what we need to do today, and he was on there, so it's a good thing. What we need to do today, take this tire off, let the air out of the tire, take the tube and tire off, get access to spokes, transfer the spokes onto the new rim, and start the process all over again. Let's see. Okay, that was exciting. Alright, well, there's our first tragedy. Screws on the ground. Nothing Nothing important was lost. All right. Got spider webs on my boots. Okay. So here's our... Basically, we're doing this just to get the spokes. We want the spokes off of here. I don't even know if I'm going to use this tire again, although it has a lot of meat still on it. It's just not a dirt bike tire. It is not made to the same grade, and this rim is almost square. So that's why we're doing this today. E-bike should be fine where it's at. So how do we do this the easiest way? Well, let's let the air out of the tires. And how do you get the air out of the tire the most efficient way? Remove the valve core. All right. It's not gonna be easy either. And the valve core is just shredding the plastic remover I'm using. That's good. Won't let go of its secrets. Keep your secrets then. The nice thing is that this tire is so soft, and so is this rim. This rim is very soft material. I feel like I can bend it with my fingers. I don't know what they were thinking. I should have put this in the sun, but honestly, it has been the temperature of the sun for a week out here. Of course, I'm not worried about hurting this rim because the rim can't be hurt any more than it is. All right, so I gotta figure out how we're gonna do this. Put it in a bucket. Listen, I love GoPro, but it's still morning and I'm not sweating yet. These mosquitoes are gonna be sweating, but maybe it shouldn't be shutting off of overheating before I overheat, you know? Come on, Terry. So I swapped batteries. The only good thing about a GoPro is it beeps. It beeps to let you know that you just ran out of juice. It beeps to let you know that it's running low. All right. Okay. I think I got a wrench for this right here. Just need to get started a little bit. I'm swarmed with mosquitoes already. They're trying to get their last bites in before the heat hits, and then they gotta get daytime jobs. Maybe I need a fan on me, but I don't want to put a fan on me. It's made 13, just enough to get that started. Why is it that bolts are so perfectly easy? Sorry, why is it that nuts are so perfectly easy to remove with a tool, but impossible with your fingers at a certain distance? Up we go. All right, so here we go. I never heard of a Terry tire before. how would I classify it for e-bike? I think it's all right. This tube though, 2.75 by 18, it's not great. It's not great. I don't know, it feels a little thicker than bicycle, but definitely doesn't feel like a motorcycle tube, which is what everything in e-bike like this is, right? Not quite there, pretty close. All right, now we got our tire loose. We can work on getting it off completely, and then we could start the process of swapping. Let's just try and get a little meat in here. You might say to yourself, well, Dennis, are you rushing a little bit? Are you trying to get this done? Well, two things here. Number one, I don't care about this rim. And that in itself is kind of feels good because you're not setting yourself up to try harder. This isn't a training video on how to do it the right way. This is a video on how to do it, how to get the tire off, basically. You know what's funny is this is the balancing act of any e-bike. If this was a bicycle tire, it would have been off already. It would have just come off like a pair of underwear. But because this is somewhat motorcycle related, you got to fight it a little bit with tools. Honestly, I'm doing this to sucker with it. I could have just put some detergent soap on here. I've probably just done it an easier way, but I'm being kind of lazy. Just give me those spokes. Alright. I can just get enough of it to start off the rim. The rest will just whoop, right off of there. There we go. Alright. So, there it is. I'm going to pull the gargantuan rubber band off. We'll set the rim up for a second. We'll straighten out our back. Okay. Not really worried that was going to fall, but still caught it anyways. Okay, so here we are. You can see the rim. You can see how much it got deformed on one mega ride. This is why I would not put that back on anything that I care about. Okay, so let's get to swapping the hardware. I've never done this before, And I'm regretting making these choices. But I hope it entertains you and that we learn something together. I'm just going to get me a nice flat screwdriver that looks like it fits in those. I'm just going to bring a plethora of screwdrivers and see if I can get one that fits in that neck. And just unscrew that. What is a nipple? Right? It's not a screw because the threads are on the outside. But it's like a screw because it has a head, but it screws into a bolt. So yeah, that's what we're learning today. Okay. All right. Here's our new rim. Let's hope this. Some of the spokes are already loose. It's a good sign, right? Okay. Okie dokie. So what do we know about the spokes? They relatively go straight up and down. They're not crossed. So, and they go left, right, left, right, left, right. See? And that's what we're trying to figure out, the pattern, the shape that they're going to be. All right. So we're probably going to switch the bucket so we can pull off the tire, which means we're going to move some of this hardware around. Oh, why didn't I unplug that? Oh. Okay. Make sure you keep a clean floor around your work area by dumping your stuff all over the ground occasionally. Come on. So let's talk about what's happening here. Spiders inside? Yeah, just one or two. Okay. This controller, I had it halfway trained on how to be a little bike controller. But I don't think I'm going to go down that path. I'm just going to go with a proper kit. As much as I like to figure things out, it's not for me. I'll leave it up to Electro & Co. Tell me how it's done the right way. All right. Man, everything is just destructed over here. I had to get the ramps out. Oh, let me tell you a story. All right. So, the hub motor shows up last night, and they said delivered to front door. And that's cool. But then I go outside, and it's not at the front door. It's actually all the way down the driveway. So, oh, no problem. I'll just go down the driveway and get it. We are about ready to leave for dinner, but you know, e-bike comes first. So I go down the driveway and yeah, I find it. It's no problem. But then the e-bike won't start. Or I'm sorry, quad won't start. Quad won't start because I don't have any gasoline in it. And you know, that's important. So now I had to get my ramps out, which I haven't got my ramps out in a few years because I don't take the quad places. Quad likes to sleep or just drive around the neighborhood. So there's that. Do I even want to fight with these things? Do I care to keep the rim clean when the rim is this fucked up? No, sir, I don't. It's kind of convenient. This is a good way to get popped in the face if you want to set yourself up for a disaster in the future. I'm going to just try and get enough meat out here get this tire started off. I should take more time to make sure it's loose all the way around so it has some room to give. I'm not even, let's see, not that concerned about the tube in here either. You really just got to get to the spokes. I just got to get enough meat. No, I got to get enough a bite on here to get it started. Works. Honestly, I do not know if it's going to work right or not. Man, I don't even think this old tire would go in there. Is this 18 different than that 18? Well, let's just stand them up next to each other and just make sure before we get too crazy. Interestingly different. The tires and the spokes inside look okay. I'll take one out and just see what we're dealing with here. Oh man, it's gonna be a long process. Okay, so it's wide. That's a lot wider. I mean, it's just dirt bike wide, but look how thin that tire was. It's almost twice as wide. Okay, I could ride inside of it. Okay. So here's what we got. Does it fall through? No, it sits. Is it thick enough? Yeah, probably. So yeah, we just gotta take our time, transfer all this hardware onto this hardware, and not break anything, and try and keep that one pretty. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is probably walk around this and just loosen each one with those convenient screwdrivers. I'm completely swarmed in mosquitoes now, and they're jerk mosquitoes. Alright, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just walk around, give them all just one loosey-goosey. I'm trying my best not to strip anything here. Mosquitoes are too much. Oh my god. I don't want to do this anymore. I changed my occupation. Alright. This will probably be easier on its side, because then I can have access to them all. What's the operating temperature for a mosquito? If I lay on the ground, I get covered in bugs. Now you might be saying to yourself, don't do this, Dennis. Don't do this to yourself. Let's just stick with computers.
The next day.
Alright, it's a new day. And we're pretty much done with the dirty part of this job. And now we can move on to the easier parts. Let's go over it real quick. For those who are wondering, this is the new rim on the new hub motor. The only thing old here is spokes, which, you know, they look alright. I mean, they were only a month old, so can't be too bad. Basically, if you're watching this video, the rest of the reel from yesterday is gone. It just got into the vapor, thanks to GoPro. They're doing a great job. Great job. Camera keeps overheating. This time it overheated and it just dropped the last chunk of video, which was about an hour's worth. That's fine, right? It's fine. You guys get the idea here, what's happening. Anyways, I'm gonna go over it just one more time. Long story short, took all the nipples off, set the rim in place, started on opposite ends, and just added spokes all the way around, just taking one off at a time from the old one. Had them both set up next to each other, so it was kind of easy, and made sure everything was lined up the same way. Make sure these little guys go in the right direction. Tighten them down. Everything is just finger tight all the way around. I started with about 1 millimeter space all the way around, and then I proceeded to tighten them all the way. It's nice and straight right now. My last step, just to make sure, I'm going to take the whole thing, just mount it into the bike. Use some honesty, just eyeball it, make sure it's going to be right in the dead center of the frame, where it should be, and dead center of the rim there, just by looking straight down at it. Once I verify that, I'm going to just go ahead around it one more time and tighten them all. One crank every 5 spokes, just to make sure they're nice and tight. I have loosened and tightened spokes before. It's not that much more magic than actually lacing the rim itself. The lacing itself, I'm going to say about an hour's worth of work. Honestly, would have been better to do it inside the house, though, in retrospect, because it's hot outside, and it's summer, and summer sucks, and there's mosquitoes and stuff you just don't have to deal with inside your house. But I didn't want to film inside my house, you know, because my house is dirtier than my garage some days. Outside of that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments if you want to see more content like this. Do you prefer riding or fixing? What you want to see, and I'll get to it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.